Make my wedding arch florals with me. Amazon storefront link is in the description for all materials used. I originally made this floral sample to get an idea of what I wanted on some old foam that I had, but I'm going to take this apart and really make this how I want it. Let me emphasize by saying that I am by no means a florist. I just really enjoy doing DIY stuff, especially for my wedding. I DIY'd my entire wedding. The easiest way to make these floral arrangements is to get a foam cage. You can get these cages anywhere at Michael's, at Hobby Lobby. I got the rectangle one, and I'm just using one of these for this arrangement. I'm going to go ahead and start with these faux pampas. I got these on half off day at Hobby Lobby. Check out their site. They always have coupons. Every week it's different, but all of their florals and wedding decorations were half off, so I got these there. And right now I'm just trimming this stem down a little bit because I don't want them to be too long and take up too much room in these foam cages as I decorate them. I'm going to place these on each end at the lower part of the cage. And like I said, I'm pulling old flowers from my sample or first draft arrangement, you can say. So this is my official one that I'm making right now. My wedding was very vintage themed, very fairy tale themed, boho mixed in there. I love vintage and antiques, and it was at a beautiful estate, so I'm using a lot of pinks and burgundies and greens and neutrals. I got a lot of my florals from just honestly old florals that were around my house. I had a lot of just faux flower arrangements that I didn't use anymore, or, things like that. I just took them apart and I didn't have a need for them in the house anymore, and I kind of used those for this arrangement. You can also go to your local Goodwill and Salvation Army, and sometimes you'll find florals for really cheap, or you'll find a bouquet or some kind of vase with faux flowers in them that maybe isn't so pretty, but you can use those flowers for things like this. The eucalyptus that you see me putting in right now, I bought these at Hobby Lobby. You can also find great stems at Michael's, and honestly, you can find really great ones on Amazon as well. I also went ahead and got these dried palm leaves, which I got these at Hobby Lobby as well. I originally had these in my floral arrangement planned for my wedding, but on the day of my wedding, the person in charge of my florals forgot to bring the dried palms, so we ended up just not even using them. But I originally did want these in. The good thing is it looks good with or without them, so I'm putting these in the far back as well and building up on them. I'm layering a lot of florals on top of each other, and sometimes you just have to maneuver it around and see what fits best. And then I'm going to go in with the eucalyptus and just start layering. We want this to be nice and full and fluffy, so I'm sticking these and just making this really just to fill out this cage in the arrangement. I made sure to take a lot of the flowers that were thicker and fuller to put them in the center. And then I played around with a lot of the pinks and the corals and the neutral colored flowers just to bring in that antique vibe. And then I'm going to go ahead and add in the burgundies. I had these stems from an old flower arrangement in my basement that I never used. And it has a really pretty white color to it. So I wanted to try and add these just to, again, just kind of fill out the space and add some more nice white color to it. I love layering florals and all of the different textures. It just looks really pretty to me. Now, any scrap eucalyptus like this piece, I'm just kind of shoving in between each flower set here, and again, just filling it out and making it nice and fluffy. Don't be afraid to just mix and play around. Like I said, right here I have some old sage that I just never used, so I'm going to go ahead and throw that in, and it's just filling up the space. These burgundy roses I actually found at the Goodwill. I think they were like 50 cents. It was on a long old stem. that was not pretty at all, but the burgundy flowers I thought were so gorgeous, and I just cut them up and I'm sticking them in my arrangement. I have the majority of the florals in right now. I still have a bit to go, but as I move along, you can see again, I keep saying it, just fill up the space with any kind of scrap florals that you have to make it nice and fluffy in between the flowers that you're adding in. Now, I actually had an extra bridesmaid bouquet that I didn't end up using, so I'm taking that apart. You'll see here in a second, and I'm just going to use all of those florals from that in here as well. So literally, I am just taking whatever I can from wherever I find it and making this, and it's turning out to look really beautiful. I say that to say that you don't have to spend a fortune on florals. Wedding arrangements are so expensive. You can just DIY your own and have some fun doing it, and I had a blast making this. And it's something that I can keep and cherish forever and use for other things down the line, whether it's home decor or just save it for future weddings, anything, any kind of events. You don't have to use this just for a wedding arch. You can use this as a chair decoration, as a table centerpiece. If you're like me and you like vintage home decor, you can hang this over the door in your room, over your closet, over your bed. You can kind of put this anywhere and just get creative with it. This arrangement is going to be in a lot of photos, so you make sure you get the sides of the floral cage as well. Don't just focus on the center, make sure you get all of the sides. And I got these really awesome roses that I found at Hobby Lobby, and they're made out of cork and wood, and they're just super, super pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and use these too. I originally don't know why I even bought these. I think they just looked super cool and I wanted them. But I just never found a place for them, so we're going to use them in the arrangement, and it just adds more cool texture to it. Now I'm just taking some smaller pampas, and these are real ones that are dried up, and I'm just sticking those in. I'm going to add one to each side to just kind of make this look even. And then I'm going to go in with all this extra eucalyptus and thicken this floral arrangement out. So I'm going to start sticking this on the sides and making it thick. As you can see, it's already starting to look a lot thicker and fuller and gorgeous. Now I'm just literally taking any kind of scraps that I have laying around. Like here is a piece of pampa feather, and I'm just kind of seeing where it fits, and I'm just going to throw it in. I'm literally taking any kind of little flowers that I have, just anything that's smaller that can fill in some space. That is what I'm doing. So all of these little stems that I have, I'm just sticking them in, like these really pretty dried pink pampas. I'm just kind of ripping them apart and filling them in to bring in some color wherever they fit. I'm just feeling around and poking around, and if they go in, then I'm sticking it in. And just like the nude pampas that I just put in there that are more of a neutral color, with these pink ones, I'm going to do the same thing and put them on each side. I went ahead and added some rhinestone stems in here as well to make it nice and shimmery and glamorous. And like I said, we unfortunately didn't use the dry palm leaves, but you can see with them it looks pretty too. Especially if you are someone who's going for more of a boho theme. I just added a little bit of spray glitter on top and I'm done. Don't be afraid to take creativity into your own hands. Thank you for watching.